Keemstar. Who is Keemstar? So, for those of you who don't know, Keemstar is basically just a guy who makes YouTube videos on this channel called Drama Alert, which is essentially just internet gossip. That's not what we're going to be focusing on. What we're going to be focusing on is Keemstar. A lot of the things you think you know about Keemstar are probably incorrect. So the first video we're going to be taking a look at, just to get a general look at who Keemstar is a video entitled Keemstar, The True Story. Let's see what he has to say.
I realized that there was some video of me up on YouTube somewhere. Now, I never inspired to be a YouTuber or a gaming entertainer. It just happened. Now, at that time, I didn't know how to run a capture card. I didn't know how to edit a video. I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. In fact, how I made all my videos was I had a guy in the lobby with me that would always record me. I called him my cameraman, and he would make the videos for me and then upload them to my channel. At 3,000 subscribers, I got a message from Machinima, and they invited me to be a director on their channel. I didn't know what that was.
Now, if that doesn't cement in your mind that this guy didn't have any clue what the online community was, he didn't even know what Machinima was. Even though, you know, there was the whole Arby and the Chief thing, which I don't even know when that's... When did Arby and the Chief fucking start? Holy shit, 2008. God, I've been on YouTube for a while. So if you don't know the story already, he basically promoted this network that was false, that had been taken over by a hacker called 4chan.
Who is this 4chan?
Basically, what he did is he asked people to pay him $50 up front so that they could join the MCN, which is illegal, if you don't know. From that point on, all of his channels got banned. Every single channel he ever owned got banned. And the only reason he can run Drama Alert is because there's a loophole in that he doesn't actually own the Drama Alert channel. So that's the whole Keemstar story, kind of condensed. So how do I feel about Keemstar? Just in general, how do I feel about Keemstar and what makes me feel like that? Well, let's take a look at several incidents that have happened within the past year with Keemstar.
And some of the things that Keemstar did are absolutely insane. Like, this guy is a psychopath.
So we have the incident that happened between Keemstar and Scarce roughly the beginning of October last year. Now what happened then was basically there was some guy who made fun of Keemstar's daughter, and Scarce basically jumped in and said, hey, that's really fucked up, you can't do that. However, Keemstar then looked at Scarce and said, hey, what the fuck, dude? And Scarce obviously was confused and like kind of said, hey, whoa, I'm defending you, bro. Keemstar basically interpreted what Scarce was saying and thought he was actually also making fun of his daughter. Apparently, Scarce kind of semi-chuckled in a video.
The whole Nyx situation, and Obey Nyx basically made a video, and the video was, you know, attacking Keemstar's daughter and saying some mean things about his daughter. And then I started talking about how fucked up that video was, and I basically said, you know, this video is fucking harassment. Like, this is horrible what Nyx is doing to your daughter. And I was defending Keemstar's daughter for him, and just because apparently I chuckled just a little bit because I was uncomfortably chuckling because of how fucked up the entire situation was, even though I was defending his daughter, trying to help his daughter. Keemstar came back and made a video, he made multiple tweets, and he did crazy shit.
It's pretty obvious that Keemstar is very hostile. So what's my problem with Keemstar? Well, if you take a look at some of these isolated incidents that I'm about to explain, it kind of looks sketchy. Now, what am I talking about? Well, there have been multiple incidents that happened roughly last year and some into the beginning of this year about very specific Minecraft YouTubers and one RuneScape player. I, of course, am talking about Lionmaker, Basherverse, and that old 62-year-old guy who streams on Twitch. I don't actually know his name. But Common, those guys were actually pedophiles. Well, not exactly. If you take a look at Lion Maker, he actually made his own video where he talks about how in his country it's completely legal what he did. Oh, but what about Basherverse? Well, actually, Basherverse also turned out to be completely innocent. All claims against him were false. And we all know what happened with the last guy that I'm going to talk about, but just in case you don't know, Drama Alert essentially made a video talking about a man who supposedly was a pedophile and supposedly molested a girl that he found on RuneScape and was streaming RuneScape at the time. Many people went over to his stream, harassed him for hours on end. The man was completely innocent, and Keemstar, again, made a giant mistake. Now what's the point of this video? Well, the point of this video is that Drama Alert has influence. Drama Alert, Keemstar, I consider them one entity at this point, so whenever I refer to Keemstar, just automatically assume that I also mean Drama Alert. So Keemstar has a lot of influence. He can just say whatever he wants, and people will treat it as fact. Meaning that within the last 3 months, Keemstar basically has countlessly harassed these 3 people. Now, whether the accusations are actually correct or not, that's besides the point. The point is that he made the videos which caused these people to be very distressed.
I watch Asian cartoons.
Now, what's the last part I want to talk about in this? The last part I want to talk about is the Keemstar debates. Those famous, amazing, lovely Keemstar debates. Now, what do I have to say about these? Well, having watched a lot of them, and I do mean a lot of them, there seems to be a common trend. Keemstar seems to steer these debates in a direction where he knows he can and will win over the other person. Don't believe me? Well, let's take a look at 3 completely separate debates that happened recently. This is from a guy called OP Zeus. The original debate was about American Sniper and whether or not it was about a coward.
American Sniper, based on the story of Chris Kyle, the most ignorant man in the world, Keemstar. So we have him here for a little chat, a little debate. What makes me the most ignorant person in the world?
That snipers are cowards because they're shooting from a very far distance.
Now, watch how quickly Keemstar shifts this debate towards a place where he knows he can actually win.
Left undefended.
Why did we go to a war in Iraq?
Why did we go to war in Iraq?
So, you see there, he steers the conversation in a way that's very, very different from the original debate. And he makes it in a way so that he can actually win the debate, because he knows he fucked up. If you actually look earlier in the video... Now let's take a look at another one. This is Keemstar versus Review Tech USA. The original debate is about whether or not it's okay for a Twitch streamer to have a donate button versus whether or not it's okay for a YouTube producer to have a donate page or button or whatever.
So, I think it was whenever the hell we had the snowstorm the other couple days ago on Twitter. I still, on a somewhat regular basis, get people saying, "Hey, Rich, I want to donate to the show, help you out, blah, 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 blah." So I put up a tally, or whatever it is, on Twitter. I put up a survey to see if people wanted to donate or not.
Tweet where I basically said, you know, I think it's kind of scummy that, you know, YouTubers that are making at least $10,000 a month, on YouTube, have Patreons for their YouTube, all right?
I haven't showered in like 16 weeks. All my friends and peers are ashamed of me. 'Cause all of a sudden, I think I'm Japanese. Yes, I'm a weird.
Exactly what you were fucking doing, Rich. You're a manipulator, you're a liar, and that's exactly where you were going with this.
You're a manipulator, you're a liar.
And this is kind of how he does it. He doesn't actually focus on the original argument at hand. He more or less directs it in a place where he knows he will win because the other person has a different or less educated opinion. Now, the last one I'm going to play for you is from the guy we saw earlier called Scarce, and this is not really to show my original point, which was, you know, he steers arguments towards his benefit, but more or less to show that Keemstar, he's a very interesting character.
Any like private behind the scenes bullshit, like I'm just gonna be real as fuck
anyway,
right now. You're supposed to be. I make way more than you. I make way more than you.
Plus,
I do.
Into the whole thing, like,
because you just said, Scarce, that you don't do this for a living.
I don't do it for a living. I'm a
That's
college
$52,000 a year, Scarce.
Obviously, I messed up. I said something wrong about your tweet. I misconstrued it, whatever the fuck you said. I thought you were seriously saying something wrong at first, all right? We messaged on Skype about this. I thought that it was intended to be for a different reason, and you thought that...
Why is the video still up then? And you're supposed to be my friend, okay? I've got you sponsorship deals. I'm talking still. You're supposed to be my friend. I have you channel boxed, right? You literally copied my style of YouTube videos here, which I don't care. Why is FaZe Rain saying, aren't you mad because Scarce copies you? Okay? Maybe you should go talk to the people that own you and see what they think about it, alright?
How many people...
They own you, okay?
Talk right now. You've done the same thing multiple times. Like, these members in your videos, you've done the same thing to, I don't know, like, FouseyTube, you did that one thing too, where you fucked up on his, like, fake prank or something, and you had to apologize a day later, which I told you
I didn't have to apologize. I did apologize. Because I fucking have the truth. I have the truth, and I'm gonna hit you with the truth. There's fake people in this community. There's fucking snakes. There's liars, and I'm exposing one right now, and his name is fucking Scarce. There's fake people all over this fucking community, and Keemstar is never, ever, ever gonna be fake with you.
And actually, Scarce makes a good point. Keemstar takes this way too seriously. He's literally making news reports about internet gossip. This aggressive, manipulative person has so much influence in this community, and this is what scares me the most. The point is, Keemstar just isn't a good guy. There are multiple things that I could talk about Keemstar and say, oh my gosh, Keemstar's actually the worst, but what it all boils down to is Keemstar doesn't make bad content. It's the man behind the content that's bad. And like I said, it's not necessarily the fact that Keemstar is a bad guy that pisses me off. It's that there are legions, literally legions, hundreds of thousands of people that stand behind him and will defend him no matter what.
I'm the nigga!
So that's my opinion on Keemstar. If you like the video or have something else to add to the situation, please go ahead and comment down below, as well as check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you guys next time.